The reason for the call today, John, is something just came across my desk, John. It is perhaps the best paddle gear I've seen in the last 6 months, and if you got 60 seconds, I'd like to share this idea with you. Got a minute? Come on, Damon. Whoa, vamos! Hi Padel Drivers, how you doing? I'm Gonzalo, the coach of Rocket Padel Bristol, the biggest paddle center of the UK, and today we have a very special video. We're going to be showing you the 6 pieces of paddle equipment that you need as a paddle player. Make sure that you stay until the end of the video because we have a very important one in number 5 that everybody forgets about it, and hopefully you can take some advantage of these tips. Vamos! Number 1, paddle shoes. I see so many players every day jumping on court with running shoes or some other casual shoes, and obviously this doesn't work. It's super important that you have a pair of shoes like this, first of all because it's more safe, and second because even if you don't believe it, it will improve your game a lot because you will be more stable whenever you hit in the shot. Okay, super basic. What do we need to know when buying a pair of paddle shoes? First of all, your size, if you can, try them. Also, the most important part is the kind of sole that they have, okay? You will find some tennis shoes, like these ones, that they can work on some surfaces, and then you have the paddle shoes that we have always seen, which is like tennis clay shoes, something like this. So, for courts like the ones that we have in Rocket Padel with a little bit more sand, I recommend these ones. If you wanna play Mondo surface, which is the one like World Padel Tour with almost no sand, this kind of sole might work better because you won't be gripping that much to the floor, and in my opinion, this is something personal, your knee doesn't suffer that much. So, summary, sandy courts, always these ones. If you play on Mondo, you can play with something that is less grippy. Okay, for those of you who are not familiar with paddle shoes or tennis clay shoes, you're looking for something like this kind of triangle shape. Okay, this will always work in any paddle surface. So if you want to be safe, like this. Another very good reason to buy paddle shoes is that it will give you the support that you need in your ankles. Take into account that it's a sport with a lot of lateral movement. You are jumping, you're falling, you have a lot of changes in directions, so very important. Oh, and before we jump to the next item, remember to like, comment and subscribe because it really helps us growing the channel and bringing more cool paddle content. Number 2, get a nice grip for your racket, okay? Something like this. It's super important that you don't play with the grip that comes originally with the racket, like this typical black grip. First, because it doesn't grip that much, and also because depending on the size of your hand, you will need more grips or less grips. Look at the difference. This is the grip that comes by default with the racket. The black one, as you can see, is not grippy at all. But if you compare it with this one, the overgrip that I just put in my racket, it is way more grippy. Plus, you can adjust the thickness of the grip by the space you give yourself in every turn. Okay, the typical question, how many grips do I need? So, this is something quite personal, depends how do you prefer it, but the general rule says, whenever you grip it, you have to be able to put one finger in this space between your thumb and the rest of the fingers, as a reference. Paddle drive recommendation, if you want to save some money when buying grips, what I normally do is I get a packet of 30 or 50 grips with some friends, and then I get like 7, 8 grips for myself. It is a cheaper way to get the grips, and also you can buy the ones that you like. For example, this one from Schlesinger, they are a little bit thinner. The ones from Wilson, they are a little bit thicker. So choose the ones that you like. Another question that I get a lot is, how often do I need to change the grip? Okay, so if your grip looks like this one, let me tell you, you have to change it. It's quite personal. In my case, whenever I'm doing the coaching sessions, I don't normally change it because I don't really need to. but whenever I'm playing competitions, I like to have a new grip for the whole competition. And if I was playing regularly, I would change it every 2 weeks, something like that. Top tip, have you noticed the color of the overgrip of all the pro padel players? Yes, white. Why? Because if you add paint, it becomes less grippy. Okay, so always white. It will become dirty sooner, but it's worth it. Number 3 is a protector for your paddle racket. And now you must be asking yourself, but Gonzalo, I've seen the pros and they don't use a protector. Yeah, but they get free rackets and you don't. So get one of these. So usually I would recommend that you get a friend helping you out with this, because you will see it's not that easy to put it symmetrically perfect. But in this occasion, I'm just on my own, so it will do the job. So we're gonna stick it there and there, as symmetrical as possible. And when it's like this, all you have to do is just press it down to remove the air bubbles. I think some people do it with a hair dryer, you say, hair dryer, and it looks perfect, but I never tried. And now you can see that it looks terrible, right? And you are probably right, but you have to go little by little removing the air bubbles. Once you have finished, it will look something like this with some air bubbles still remaining. But don't worry, because this is a matter of time. After some time you will see that it will look more something like this one that I have underneath. So perfect. Things that you need to know about the protector. The first one is that you are slightly changing the balance of the racket, because you are adding 8 grams to the very top end. So it will slightly feel a little bit more top heavy. As you can imagine, its function is to protect the racket from being scratched or from breaking. So again, professionals do not use them, but I really recommend that you grab one of these to make your racket last longer. Number 4, paddle balls. Okay, first thing, if your paddle balls look like this, of course it's time to change them. Okay, so why is it important to play with new balls, or at least with balls in good condition? The first thing that you need to know is that if you're playing with really used balls, it's easier that you get injured. It's like playing with a ball that is heavier. You need to make more effort to push the ball at the same speed. So make sure you don't play with really used balls. And another reason is that, of course, you're gonna have more fun playing with new balls, because they're gonna be a little bit faster and you'll have higher chances to get the smash back to your court. Here in Rocket Padel we use Schlesinger balls. I have to say that I quite like them. When they are new, they are quite fast and they last pretty long. Also, if you want a video just on different paddle balls, let us know in the comments down below and we can do it. Number 5, we have to get serious here. I feel like nobody is talking about this. Paddle shorts, please, with pockets. This is a serious issue. You should be banned from your paddle club if you are not using shorts with pockets. Think about all those balls lying around the court. And what about when you are serving? I don't want to grab your balls when you are serving. This is why we have founded the APAP, Association of Players Affected, how was it? Association of Players Association of Players Affected by Partners Without Pockets. APAP, WebApp.
I'm Kareem, I'm 19, and I'm a paddle player. I've always had this very serious paddle problem. I always hated and I've been tired of grabbing my partner's balls whenever he needs to serve. Ever since I've joined APAP, it really improved my paddle experience. It changed my life. Now I can guarantee I'm playing with players with pockets. I would recommend APAP to every single paddle player. I will never ever have to grab my partner's balls again.
And the last one, of course, is the paddle racket. This one is more complicated and it probably requires a video on its own, so if you want to watch it, leave a comment down below. Thank you for watching and we will see you in the next one. Vamos!